Just the idea of something different has always kind of been cool to me.
So, of course, Mark Neustadt was intrigued by a different type of vehicle.
The electric car, that's just the coolest thing ever. It rides great, it's comfortable.
And he's saving a bundle.
It's so much cheaper to drive on electricity than gasoline. It's probably about a fourth of the cost.
This is the future of technology.
But trading gasoline for a battery means giving up the security that comes with a gas station at every turn.
It's just always on your mind. You're watching that, how many more miles can I go?
When I run that battery down, it makes me crazy.
People aren't going to be able to drive electric vehicles unless they have places to actually charge them up.
That's been on the minds of engineers at Madison Gas and Electric.
We got to be thinking a little bit ahead of the technology that's coming. Most charging will take place at home.
But drivers will need more than one place to refuel.
They are going to want a way to charge up publicly and not worry about, can I get back home? We want to take away a barrier that people might perceive as, where do I charge this car?
So the utility moved ahead with a plan to install 6 charging stations around Madison. But they didn't want to stop there.
We wrote a proposal to expand our charging network.
And they got the federal grant.
And all of a sudden, we've gone from 6 to 26.
MG&E suddenly had the chance to create the largest public charging network in the region.
Maybe you're going to go to the grocery store or the library or just go downtown at a restaurant. There should be public charging stations there.
Finding places to locate all those charging stations took cooperation.
We were lucky to find businesses that were willing to give up a little bit of their space.
The city of Madison offered a spot at Vilas Park near the beach and zoo.
We want these in destination areas. You want to educate, and having one of these stations here, it will educate people.
Seeing cars plugged in places makes it less scary.
The other place people might charge eventually is at work. That would be a very new thing.
The first company to partner with MG&E on workplace charging stations was biotech leader Promega.
We try to support innovation. We think it's going to be important, and we want to make this available at no cost to people who buy an electric vehicle.
Is that cool or what?
It made sense for a company committed to sustainability.
I like to take on projects that exemplify that commitment. If everybody's always stepping back and not embracing something that might be a bit new, it never really has an opportunity to advance.
In Madison, though, this new technology is advancing. Experts say the city is already a leader, with more hybrid and electric vehicles per capita than most U.S. cities.
We're taking the initiative, really, to be on the cutting edge.
But if Madison drivers adopt electric vehicles quickly,
it could end up being a potentially large increase in the amount of electricity that people consume. The effects may impact the local grid.
So along with installing charging stations, the utility is studying how they're being used.
We want to know how much, how often, and where people are charging. All of a sudden, you've got 3 vehicles on one block are using the local distribution network, and that could be a stress on the distribution system.
We'll have the data to build our system ahead of that in anticipation of that new load.
MG&E wants to be ready for the day electricity might truly compete with gasoline.
Our customer base loves these progressive ideas, and what could be more progressive than not pumping gasoline? I'm now driving on electricity.
And for those who choose MG&E's green power from wind and solar sources,
now I plug my car in at home, wind energy comes into that battery. When you're driving around, you've weaned yourself off oil.
It is a conservation effort. It is something that is a smart thing to do for our city.
Some would say a city full of electric vehicles is just a dream, but
it's fun to imagine things changing.
And I hope in 5 years that we'll have more people with electric vehicles than we have charging stations, which means, hey, that vision worked. You've got to be willing to try things and accept some that might fail. And then if the ones that succeed, everybody thinks you're visionary.